Rise up and build. I step to the mic with a flame in my chest and a truth in my soul because too many hearts been hustled by lies that swallowed them whole. And I'm not here to condemn. I'm here to restore. I'm here to remind my people they were made for more, made for purpose, made for power, made for strength that storms can't devour, made for greatness that don't expire, made for futures that climb higher than the ceilings the world tried to build above them. See, I grew up hearing that the system was the reason I'd fall, that the world was against me, that my skin was a wall, that my dreams were too fragile, that my hope was too small, that my destiny was damaged before I could even crawl. But when I stepped outside that script and let the truth evolve, I realized the chains I feared were mostly mental after all. The loudest prison is the one inside your mind, the one that whispers you behind, you confined, you defined by the pain you find and the moment you believe that line, you hand over your design. You surrender your climb. You dim your shine and call it oppression when it's really deception. I'm not denying the past. I'm not erasing the scars. I'm not pretending like injustice ain't left marks, but the laws that once held us down ain't the laws that govern us now. And if we keep living like yesterday still owns today, we'll never step into the future God laid out. So let me talk to my people with love, with truth, with urgency, because the stakes too high and the lies too loud and the future too precious to let it slip out of our hands. We got to rise up and build. First brick, the success sequence, not magic, not myth, just wisdom with a lift, finish school, get a job, build a family before the crib, and watch how poverty loses grip. Because discipline is destiny and order is a gift. And when your steps are stacked with purpose, your whole life starts to shift. Second brick, restore the home, because the strongest nations start with the smallest teams. And the smallest teams are families. And when fathers fade and mothers break and children grow up searching for identity in the streets, the whole community shakes. And we call it systemic. When it's really generational, we call it oppression. When it's really foundational, we call it racism. When it's really the absence of relational love, leadership, and stability. Two parents ain't privilege, it's protection, it's direction, it's correction, it's connection. And when the home is whole, the people walk in resurrection. Third brick, reject the victim script. Because victimhood is a thief. It steals ambition, it still steals belief, it steals the fire underneath and replaces it with grief. And grief becomes a cycle, and cycles become repeat, and repeat becomes defeat, and defeat becomes the seat where too many of us sit instead of rising to our feet. We got to teach our children they are not defined by obstacles, but by how they overcome, not shaped by what the world says, but by what God says they've become, not trapped by statistics, but empowered by decisions, not limited by their skin, but lifted by their vision. Fourth brick, education, the real kind, the skill kind, the sharpen your will kinds, reading, writing, math, logic, discipline, the build your mind kind, because literacy is liberation and knowledge is elevation and wisdom is preservation. And when our kids can read, they can rise. And when they can compute, they can compete. And when they can think, they can transform the street. Fifth brick, stay out the system because the justice system ain't a playground and the streets ain't a mentor and the police ain't your enemy. But they ain't your safety net either. And the moment you step into that world, you step into a storm. And storms don't care about your dreams. Storms don't care about your potential storms, only care about survival. And too many brothers get swept away because nobody told them that compliance is strategy, that de escalation is strength, that walking away is victory, and living to fight another day is better than dying to prove a point. Six brick mobility, because you ain't a tree. You ain't rooted in broken soil. You ain't chained to your zip code. You ain't obligated to stay where opportunity spoiled. You can move, you can shift, you can relocate, you can uplift, you can plant yourself where growth is possible because geography shapes destiny. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is leave the place that raised you to become the person God designed you to be. Seventh brick, entrepreneurship, ownership, creation, because we were never meant to only be employees. We were meant to be builders, visionaries, leaders. And when we own the businesses, we own the narrative, we own the wealth, we own the future, and we stop waiting for permission to prosper. Eighth brick, faith, because identity rooted in race is fragile. Identity rooted in politics is temporary. Identity rooted in culture is unstable. But identity rooted in God is unshakable. And when you know who you are in Him, you stop letting the world define you. You stop letting fear confine you. You stop letting pain blind you. And you rise with a confidence that no system, no critic, no narrative can take away. Ninth brick, community, because no one rises alone and no one heals alone and no one builds alone. And when we return to mentorship, to elders, to wisdom, to accountability, to unity, we rebuild the strength that once defined us, the strength that carried us through storms, the strength that built Black Wall Streets, the strength that raised giants, the strength that turned struggle into strategy. 10th brick, truth, because truth is the only foundation that lasts. And the truth is, we are not powerless. We are not cursed. We are not doomed. We are not victims. We are not broken beyond repair. We are defined by the God who writes the ending, and He writes endings that redeem, restore, revive, and resurrect. 11th brick, morality, character, integrity, traditional values, doing right, even when nobody sees, because character is currency and integrity is armor and morality is direction and values are foundation. And when your soul is anchored, your steps don't slip, your choices don't drift, your purpose don't shift, and temptation loses its grip. We got to bring back honor, bring back virtue, bring back truth that don't bend, bring back loyalty, bring back purity, bring back courage that won't pretend, bring back discipline, bring back dignity, bring back the strength to stand. Because a culture without morals is a house built on sand, and a people without character can't rise as a unified band. So rise up and build with integrity in your chest, with righteousness in your steps, with honesty in your breath, with values that outlast death. Because when character leads, your whole life is blessed. Rise up and build, because the world won't hand you greatness, but God will empower you to create it. And the system won't guarantee success, but discipline will. And culture won't always support you, but character will. And history won't define you, but hope will. And the past won't imprison you unless you let it. And the future won't wait for you unless you chase it. Rise up and build, because our children deserve more, our families deserve more, our communities deserve more, and we were made for more, and the time for more is now. Thank you, friends, for listening to me on Just Word Talks. If you like the way we get down here, then share this verse with a family member or a friend so they can be blessed as well. Thank you for listening, my friends. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.